Welcome back. If you're here, my guess is that you need some leads. I'm going to show you exactly the systems that I use right now for lead generation in 2021. I can't believe it's almost 2021 already. And thank God, because 2020 was a stinky mess, just a mess. Hey, look, today we're going to be talking about websites and specifically real estate websites and how to do the lead generation. This is something I've been trying to do for a long time, is actually give you guys this content, but life just gets in the way, and being a broker and all the other fun stuff that I do. So one of the things I really want to talk about and get your mind around is how this thing is going to come together for you. The website that you're going to use is really the centerpiece of everything that we do. I'm going to show you how to generate traffic on social media, which would be Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, even TikTok. YouTube could be considered social media or more media in general. I'm going to show you how to do some SEO work, and we'll do that in another tutorial and many tutorials. And so I'm literally going to give you guys all the content, everything that you need to be successful for free. I thought about charging for this course, by the way, but I'm literally just going to give you guys everything. You deserve it. And so the only thing that I ask is you guys like and subscribe to my channel, because that really does help the algorithm, and then we can actually reach more agents and then help more people, and that's something I'm very, very passionate about doing. And so let me get into it right away. So I need you guys to think about digital media and digital marketing specifically, and how it will absolutely change the game for you. And so understanding that, when you guys are trying to scale up, and you're going to use your sphere of influence first. A lot of you guys that are newer in the industry use your sphere of influence. It's only so big. You need to grow that sphere. How do you scale? How to get more buyers? How to get more sellers? And honestly, it's 100% digital media. It's 100% digital marketing. We'll talk about content marketing. We're going to talk about SEO work and doing paid advertising specifically on Google and YouTube. I'll do separate tutorials on each of those. That is where I'm able to actually generate about 1,000 leads a month. And so what you need to do is take traffic from different sources, whether that be the social media like we talked about, and drive them to a very, very specific page on your website. Guys, it's very important that you own a couple different things. You need to own your own domain. So I own carlfreund.com. I also own kennethjamesrealty.com, obviously, and I'm going to show you all of that stuff. And so don't rely on your brokerage to give you a website, so that, if anything did happen, you have to leave and you go to a different place. You can't take that data with you. You have to own your data. You have to own your brand. You have to own your name. Own your own email address. Please get away from using a corporate email address. It's not going to help you if you do leave. You can't just download all your emails and then bounce. You're going to lose a lot of contacts, a lot of threads. And so please, please, please protect your assets. And so we talk about that a lot in real estate. So protect your assets and own your own stuff. So let's get into it right away. I'm going to really focus in on two different platforms. There are many platforms that do very similar things. I want you guys to really get an all-in-one suite, something that has a front end, which is the actual website, the front consumer-facing website, and a back end, which is the CRM, and that is that contact management system that we're going to use to really help you nurture leads and turn those leads into prospects, and then turn those prospects into actual clients. And then once they are clients and they close, I'm going to show you guys how I do my repeat and referral business, which totaled to about $13.5 million for me last year alone. And so you guys can build and scale a very fantastically successful real estate business if you just take some of my advice. And guys, I've done everything literally the wrong way for many years, and I've spent a whole lot of money. I spent probably about $250,000 just figuring this stuff out. And so I'm going to give you everything literally for free. Just trust me on this stuff. I will make you successful if you just take a little bit of advice in some direction. So let's get into it real quick. I'm going to show you a couple different websites, really focusing in on Sierra Interactive. This is the tool that I use currently. You can go to kennethjamesrealty.com. This is the front end of that website, and you can see that I actually operate in several different metro areas: Colorado Springs, Denver, Flagstaff, and Phoenix. And I actually operate in Miami and Orlando as well, and I have a separate website for that, because the IDX is in Florida. Florida is just its own thing, obviously. So, guys, look at this, and you can see how I structured this website. So you can see if you are operating in a large metro area, you want to have these separate little submarkets all built out. Inside of these separate submarkets, what I really want you to do is start creating content around that submarket. And so understanding what that content would look like would be things that would be pertinent to people that are looking to purchase or sell real estate in that area. And we'll do a separate course just on website content marketing and specifically SEO. But for now, what I want you to do is understand the structure. So you really want to go from macro, which would be maybe Phoenix Metro, down to a submarket, which might be Gilbert, Arizona, inside of the Phoenix metro area, and then a submarket of that, which might be a master plan community called like Agritopia Homes for Sale or something like that, you know, so you can see how it kind of cascades down. And so we'll talk a little bit more about that. And so how these websites work is very, very similar to what Zillow, Realtor.com, and a lot of your competition is. And basically people just search on the website or search on Google or Bing or however they're going to find you, and they're going to start clicking on some different properties here. When they click on a property, it's going to prompt them to actually sign up and create a free account. And so this is where that lead conversion actually takes place. They can sign in with Google, they can sign in with Facebook, they can sign in using an email address. Then that password happens to be very sneaky. It should be no surprise that will be your phone number. And so that's actually how we're going to get your full contact information. Be sneaky about it, quite honestly. And so, you know, when that happens, you are actually going to see this thing, you know, convert into a lead. Guys, this is a very, very fantastic system. It is a front end and a back end system. I would love to show you my CRM, but it is full of personal information on there. Otherwise, I would do that. So maybe ask Sierra Interactive for a demo on this. This is the system that I use currently. I used to use Real Geeks, which is the other one I'm going to highly, highly recommend. Real Geeks is a great platform too. I do think that the CRM is a little bit easier to use. It's very, very user friendly. It does all the integrations that you need it to. It's going to basically call, text, email like all these platforms do directly from the CRM. It's going to integrate with your Google Suite or your Gmail, something like that, and make sure that, you know, all of the emails get captured when you're having conversations with these prospects and these clients. And so, you know, they are a fantastic solution. Are they expensive? Depends on your definition of expensive. So I know, you know, we'll look at Sierra Interactive is about $399 a month. I know there's a $500 setup fee, and it really depends on your budget, and that is 1 to 5 users. I don't get paid to say this, by the way. They're not giving me any kind of discount. They don't give me anything, literally at all. I would completely be transparent with you if they did. Nobody here today is giving me any kind of paid promotion to promote their product or service. So I really highly recommend Sierra Interactive. They use Amazon web hosting, so it is very, very quick. You know, the CRM is very, very, very robust. I can see what the client or prospect is doing on the website. I can see what properties they're looking at. I can see last time they logged in. You know, I can see some very, very insightful information that I can use to help convert that prospect into an actual client. And so it's very, very powerful. Same thing with Real Geeks, guys. Real Geeks is a fantastic website. I did use them for about 3 years. Very, very SEO friendly. It's a very fast website. It is very good on mobile. It does very good conversion rates. So when people are landing on your Real Geeks website, they are very likely to convert. And there are people here in the Phoenix metro area that specialize in creating Real Geeks websites, and I'm going to put links to all these things in the description for you here. If you're watching this on YouTube, go to my YouTube and you can literally just see all that stuff in the description, so you can get direct access to all of these people and all the service providers as well. The other one I really, really, really like, and I've reached out to these guys, they're awesome, they're from Canada, is Real Estate Webmasters, and they make fantastic websites. They're beautiful, they're very, very functional, they do outstanding in SEO. These guys really have this thing figured out in terms of organic reach, and so I do know that there's a substantial cost in this. I don't want to quote you because I think that pricing has changed recently. I know I got emails from the CEO recently about some pricing changes and some incentives they're using to get people to sign up, so please reach out to them. Highly, highly recommend them for SEO and organic. I don't know how the PPC, or the paid traffic I should say, is converting for them, so something to watch out for. If you guys have a little bit more budget, you know, you're at the brokerage level or you're at a big team level, please, please, please take a look at Real Estate Webmasters. They've got the SEO stuff figured out. They do a lot of the content marketing for you, and very thorough, you know, with the site structure and the actual SEO organic rankings. The other one we'll talk about is Sync, C-I-N-C. It is owned, I think, by Fidelity National Title. Somebody please correct me if I'm wrong on that thing, but I think Fidelity National Title actually bought them out, which gives them a whole lot of capital, a whole lot of resources to really develop a very robust and thorough platform. Again, you know, same thing here. You know, they've got a ton of information here as far as, you know, the PPC traffic, and, you know, they've got the data to make really good educated decisions on how to convert all that traffic. And so take a look at CINC. The other thing I want you to look at is Boomtown. It's boomtownroi.com. I know a lot of the agents that I've talked to in the past that have been using Boomtown have had fantastic results. I know they generate a ton of leads, and so Boomtown might be one option for you. The other one is Conversion, and I think it used to be called something else. Great platform, again, an all-in-one platform. I know it's very robust on the CRM side, and they've got a lot of automations and integrations built into it, and so Conversion might be one of those things. The other option I'm going to give you today is KV Core, and KV Core is something that some of my agents from other brokerages that I've recruited from other brokerages have used in the past and rave about it. And really, it's good for brokerages, good for bigger teams. I know there is a decent amount of cost to that. I don't want to quote it, but please, get a quote from those guys and see if that's going to work for you. Now, one last option I'm going to give you is WordPress. And so if you're on a budget, and by a budget I mean like less than $50 a month or $60 a month, you can consider building your own WordPress website. I will caution you against it, and I will give you a very funny or not so funny story. I was trying to recruit an agent by the name of Cherie McCarty, and shout out to Cherie, I love you to death. And so Cherie, was looking to join the brokerage, and she eventually did, but she went to KennethJamesRealty.com and discovered some inappropriate material, I will say, and that material happened to be it was pornography. It was a lot of pornography, Chinese pornography to be very exact, and it's very, very embarrassing when your WordPress website gets hacked and they replace it with a completely different set of content, and Google will hate you forever. It took me a very long time to sort out that mess with Google and build trust in Google's eyes again. WordPress is an open source type website. It's an open source website theme. They have a lot of different plugins, and so anybody has access to that source, and they can find vulnerabilities inside that source very, very easily and then turn it into an absolute mess for you. So please, use your best judgment on that thing. But if you are on a budget and you have a little bit of extra time, which, if you're not making a whole lot of money at this point, you probably have time more than you have money, invest that time into building a good website through WordPress, get educated on how that works. WordPress is very SEO friendly. Google likes WordPress because it's a blog style website and it converts reasonably well. And so I will give you a couple hints here. Go to GoDaddy or maybe one of the other ones like SiteGround. I would probably recommend SiteGround. And the plans are cheap, guys. They're like $7 a month. To get WordPress hosting, and it's decently quick. You can upgrade that a little bit and get a little bit more storage or faster servers or something like that. And it's not very expensive. So then you do need an IDX plugin if you're going to use WordPress. And so, with WordPress, a lot of these solutions like IDX Broker is the one that I'll recommend that I have used in the past, and I do think is a fantastic solution if you're on a budget. It doesn't include a CRM, as far as I know, not in a typical CRM fashion, like where you have text capabilities, email capabilities, APIs, and stuff like that. I do know they have an API now, but the agent plan is only $50 a month, and that's a pretty decent deal in combination with maybe $7 a month or $10 a month. So about $60 a month, you can have a fantastic, very scalable, easily converting website. And so guys, that is the entire focus of this video, is to get you guys into a website. Please own your own domains, own your own emails. If you guys have any questions on any of this stuff, please let me know. This is part 1 of a multi-part series video. So please like and subscribe, and you'll have access to all my videos here in the future. The next video that I'm going to be doing is website structure and talking about SEO, specifically understanding how to get organic traction, understanding how to compete with Redfin, Zillow, Realtor.com organically by finding niche markets. So be on the lookout for that video. I'll do that today as well. Thank you guys for tuning in. It means the world to me, seriously, that you just nerd out with me for 5 or 10 minutes and really talk about building your website out. And I'm just a nerd. I'm just a big geeky nerd. And so thank you again. I appreciate you. Hey, look, have a prosperous day, and I will see you very, very soon. Thanks. Take care. See ya.